This message comes from NPR sponsor Paramount Plus and the new original series, The Madison. Taylor Sheridan's most intimate story yet. The Madison follows a family raised in a world of digital distraction, forced by tragedy to truly see one another and come together. Starring Michelle Pfeiffer and Kurt Russell. The Madison. New series streaming now, only on Paramount Plus.
CRM was supposed to improve customer relationships. Instead, it's shorthand for can't resolve much. Which means you may have sunk a fortune into software that just bounces customer issues around but never actually solves them. On the ServiceNow AI platform, CRM stands for something better. With AI built into one platform, customers aren't mired in endless loops of automated indifference. They get what they need, when they need it. Bad CRM was then. This is ServiceNow.
Slayr, Half-Blood, Bloodluxe, album review. Let's talk about it. How y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk About It, Music Reviews Season 12. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. I thought I could just come on here and kind of just talk about a album that kind of shocked me. Kind of, threw me for a whole entire loop because I really didn't expect to like this album so much. But, on this show, when you hear the next upcoming rappers, and this is right here is a next coming, upcoming rapper. This rapper is 18 years old. I mean, goddamn. We gonna get a lot of goddamn fucking music. And usually when I check out kind of like this like upcoming rap music, upcoming rappers or the underground or something like that, I always click on these songs or albums and I just roll my eyes because it is the same shit that, rappers from 2020 all the way through 2026 have already kind of made, and I'm already hearing the kind of same shit that I've heard for the longest fucking time. But I think, there's also something about, the idea of the underground, having all these rappers that, have a similar sound to what you used to listen to, and you kind of grab these rappers up and you say, no, you just don't understand, these rappers, they're really good, they're really gifted, and then, 4 years later, they're still releasing the same copy formula rap music that I've heard in a long-ass fucking time. So, I just kind of, sit here and then go, well, that's why you like them, because, it sounds like what you've already heard from years ago. But when, usually, you're sitting there and they just kind of pick the same rappers that have the same sound because that's what they're comfortable with. But I'll just be real with you, when we're redoing Playboi Carti's sound, for 5+ years, and we just keep redoing that same sound. Or, hey, King Carson has dropped a fire album, in 2025. Let's just kind of take what he does and let's just kind of copy that and call it a fucking day. I mean, Lord goddamn mighty, it makes no fucking sense to me. But, the cool thing about, when you have so many saturation of so many fucking different goddamn artists, when there's actually an artist that stands out and actually, cares about what they're making, actually, show some love and some passion into the craft, when they can, add flow switch-ups, add all these different vocal switch-ups, add all these different instrumental switch-ups for a better listening experience, when you actually have an artist that, feels that and can actually do that, there's just a hell of a lot difference. And that's who we're talking today. Slayr has dropped a new album. And I honestly didn't think I was ever going to check out this album, but I saw it all over on Twitter, people calling this album ass, and then I just kind of listened to it one night kind of by myself, and then, I sit there and I'm just kind of shocked because, damn, this is a good-ass album, so let's get into it. I'm not even going to do this like how we do our traditional album reviews. I'm not even going to be doing it like that because I just kind of want to sit up here and kind of just, talk, about this new artist, because I think, in the future, this could be a really big-ass artist because the talent is obviously there. The care to make the music is obviously there. And, all these different elements that I see, you're young, you actually got the talent to go crazy.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return,
But I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do?
My refund, though.
I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Instagram teen accounts have automatic protections for what teens see and who can contact them, plus time management tools. And Instagram will continue adding built-in safety features to help create age-appropriate experiences. Learn more about teen accounts and Instagram's ongoing work to protect teens online at instagram.com/teen accounts.
And you actually have the music to back it up. And I think that's a big difference between most of these kind of underground, hey, please check out my music because, I'm the next big thing. Those same people who release that type of songs, I'm just going to be honest with you, they don't fucking hit. They don't sound fucking good. And in fact, they sound trash as fuck, because, when you just copy the same shit and the same shit and call it a fucking day, that's not, making me go, wow, this is fire, this sounds really fucking good. No, it's doing the complete opposite. And I think, the way Slayr, on all of these different songs, the transitions at the end of this album, at the end of each song, there was a transition for every single song. That just shows how much, he cares about his whole entire album. It's not just a playlist. It's not, just slapping, 20 fucking songs and calling it a goddamn day. There's some actual fucking shit happening here, which I do like. And the rock elements in this whole entire album were just so cool to listen to. The way that it somehow, works really well with the, the more, opium, trap, production, which is pretty fucking insane to me that, that type of production, mix it with some, some hardcore kind of heavy metal solo guitar fucking loops, when you have that mix going on, it's like, damn, it doesn't even feel like loops. It doesn't even feel like shit's looping back or nothing like that. Nah, it actually, sounds really fucking good and just really comes together, in my opinion. It just makes the listening experience so fucking good. And it's just like, man, I'm shocked, that I haven't even heard of this guy. And, I've heard so many other kind of underground rappers on Twitter or whatever, motherfuckers, saying this is the next big thing or this should be the next big thing. This should be the next big thing right here. I don't know what about all these other underground rappers that sound fucking ass and shit. This right here is what you need. The creativity of all the flow switches, the creativity of the beats, the creativity of the whole entire fucking album is just something that we don't really see in the big 2025 and the big 2026. Those 2 years. 2025, I've heard some of the worst rap music I've ever heard in my goddamn life. And then 2026, so far, I have not heard any of the best rap music in 2026. And right here, I think I just found my first fucking album. It came kind of randomly. I will admit that. It definitely came kind of randomly of finding this album and then listening to it and being like, holy shit, Slayr is actually really fucking fire. So that's really cool in my opinion. Overall, when we talk about this new album, Half-Blood, Bloodluxe, I really do enjoy almost every single song off the album. Every single song off the album, is a 4 out of 5 in my opinion. Some of them are 5 out of 5s because they're so fucking fire. And overall, I will easily give this album a 8 out of 10. I'm really excited to see where Slayr goes. Keeps dropping new music, keeps dropping fire fucking music. So, 8 out of 10, guys. What y'all think about this album? Did y'all love this album? Did y'all hate this album? I don't know. Let me know. If you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow, turn on notifications, guys. We're dropping new content every single day. And thank you so much for listening to this podcast episode, guys. It means the world to me. Season 12 is doing so fucking good, in my opinion. Thank y'all so much. And I hope you all have a good one. I'll see you later. Have a good one. Yeah, guys. Bye. I'm just kind of surprised, you know, Slayr's an artist that I've never even heard of, and he drops, like, some of the best, like, rap music in the big 2026. Hey, I like it.